Star-crossed lovers didn't begin and end with Shakespeare, and neither did Romeo and Juliet. They've been around since the first soldier left his soulmate behind and never came back. My name is Don Dwiggins, and that's how it was with Lynn and myself. A rocky start at high school became love at second sight, shortly before I left for West Point, where our feelings kept on growing. So too, in a few short years, were the chances of war leaving us broken. Our marriage took place on a summer's evening, June 7th, 1967, the day I graduated West Point. We just couldn't wait to continue our lives, and I dearly hoped to have children. Maybe I sensed something inside that told me our time was limited. I always expected to be called into combat. Lynn and I knew that on the day I chose to serve, and were united in that decision. So when my orders came to fight in Vietnam, I was fully committed, and Lynn backed me to the limit. That's why I loved her so much. Her devotion to freedom was equal to mine, and her support was unconditional. The contrast between our life and mine in Vietnam couldn't have been more different. It was an awful, grinding slog, but like everybody else, I had to keep at it. After a short spell in helicopters, I was rewarded with the role I always wanted, commanding an armor company. The promotion came after I helped to defeat an attack on a disabled armored personnel carrier, the same attack that took the life of my friend Gary Carlson. Gary, who always had a kind word for anyone, posthumously received the Distinguished Service Cross for his actions that day. He was the 19th of our 30 classmates to be killed in Vietnam and Cambodia. I was the 25th. It was such a relief to share 2 beautiful weeks of R&R with Lynn in Hawaii, our last moments together, although it ended too soon, and I went back to an unknown future. Of this, I was always certain. The sacrifice of any soldier isn't theirs alone. Their families pay a similar price, for their watch and their loss is never over. 4 years before I was fatally wounded, I wrote these words for the fallen, and I quote, "A defender of freedom loves peace as much as any other man. It is because we love peace and freedom that we prepare to fight, to do whatever is necessary. And when we can no longer fight, others will hear the whispers of our ghosts, and they too will become defenders of freedom." My name is Don Dwiggins, forever the husband of Lynn, forever whispering to her. This history was read for Don by First Lieutenant Brandon Honeycutt, Lynn's son.